Alright everybody, time to airbrush. So I've painted this beautiful German gray, and now it's time to add on the white paint. I've got my airbrush loaded and I'm ready to go. And what I'm going to also do is I think I'll put the turret on. Take it off in a little bit when I get more parts painted on there. Then I can separate it when I get the certain areas painted that I want painted. And anyways, enough of me. Let's get brushing.
Hit the record button. Double O. Hit the double O. Hit double O. Hit double O. Hit double O. Hit
funny, so I painted a whole bunch of bits and stuff on here, gold, the exhaust, just bits all over here. I'm mixing up some paint here. I needed to do, you know, part of my brother's army is these Roman numerals on the side, like this. He puts it on one side. I don't know why, he only wants to do it on one side. It's his army, so whatever. And so I was trying to mask off this, but it's really hard to do with the tape to get over all the bumps properly. And I was just having a difficult time, and I showed him what I was doing, and he took it from me, and he did this. And the worst part is he did it freehand. So, yeah, it bugs me, it's so good. I can't do that. So my next step is to add pin wash. I've done it in a couple areas, like here, you know, around the door, but I want to do it on like the bolts and stuff like this. So I've mixed this up enough, and these are the guns. They fit into the turrets and into the front. I think they're called bolters. They're just the ones I like to use. I thought they look cool. Versus this, I think I called it like a plasma gun. I think that the bullets look more menacing. So this is just Tamiya Panaline accent color, and you just, you know, just a little dab like that. And you know, I know it's gonna look kind of messy for a little while, you know, until I get around to spending quite a bit of time cleaning it up. But this is gonna, you know, this is gonna highlight a lot of stuff that's otherwise become obscured by all the white paint. And this just helps the model look more alive, you know? You see, your eye catches all these tones and stuff like that. So, like, you can see here, yeah, like that. I don't even know if I'm getting this in the shot. That's my problem. Half the time I yammer on, I go, is it in the shot? So when I clean this up, you know, with the mineral spirits, you'll see more of a line. You can already see that there, and it'll just be more clean than that. And then you'll be able to see just more of the model and appreciate the angles and edges and stuff like that. So let's keep on working. I cleaned up the enamel wash pretty well. I put it on. I let it dry for a day, which was a big mistake. I should have left it on for maybe 12 hours or less. But tank certainly has a grimy look to it, especially, you know, down in here. It really got the look in there that I was hoping for. And you know, the reason I shouldn't have left it for 24 hours is because the white just seemed to sink in. And so now the next step is to weather the tank, muddy it up more. And I added on some filters on here to make those look, you know, worn out and burnt a little bit. So what I need for this is this is a stippling brush. It's got these just very, very short bristles. They're very, very stiff. And there's two ways you can do this. And one is really simple. You just dab it in there like that. And you just push it on the model. Like that. But the way, you know, I want to do it is very messy. So you might not want to do this, but it looks the best. And you dab a little bit on your paint here, and you put your finger on the top of the bristles and flick it. So let's try this again. This also works like really well with toothbrush. Toothbrush works wonderfully because you got longer bristles, but this works really well because I can control where I'm sending all this, overspray. And so, yeah, it kind of went everywhere, that one. But that's how, tanks were. You get mud everywhere. So there, I apologize again, the camera probably isn't picking up on this too well, but you're just, flicking the bristles. Gonna get up here really close. That way, don't miss anything. And you might want to put an old newspaper down when you do this. But yeah, this is gonna take me a little while to do. And after that, I'll show weathering up the tank treads. I painted them. Where did I put them? Here they are. So these are painted metallic gray with black enamel wash poured over them, and they look absolutely stunning. I love it, and I'm a little sad to put the mud on there, but I'm going to use a mud stick for that. I'll show you guys what those are all about. So yeah, I'm going to just continue muddying up the tank here. So the stipple brush worked really well. This is, what it looks like in the pictures. You'll be able to see it a lot better, but I'm pretty happy with it. And stippling brush works perfectly, for flicking this everywhere. Also, toothbrush. But the downside to a toothbrush versus this short-haired stipple brush is toothbrush hairs are longer, so you have to watch where your control is. I've actually got paint everywhere on my station here. Like, this all has little brown flecks. It's everywhere. So, yeah, oops. Should have done this in a different surface, but I wanted to put it on the camera here. So the next step is using some of these Tamiya weathering sticks. And I got a question about this a couple videos back, and I can't remember who this person was, but they're asking me what Tamiya weathering sticks were like. And they come out in a kind of a marker like this. This is mud, and you're just, all it is, it's like an acrylic clay paint. So all you do is you just paint it on like that. Here's just do a couple. It's also nice because it is kind of, like I said, like a clay. It makes this muddy build-up look. That's really cool. So, like on the tracks here, I'm just gonna demonstrate on here before I glue the tracks on. I can go like this, and it kind of layers up. What I'm doing is I'm kind of dry brushing it on here very lightly, but I can already see it. And kind of just dry brushing all the crevices that you see, and there it is, starting to take shape. It does take typical time, maybe a little longer, if you're making thick blotches. Here's one for snow. So let's say on the top of the front of the tank here, I'm gonna add just a bit of puff on here to make it look like snow is stuck on there. It all looks pretty good. So I'm not going to use this one. Whoops. Except maybe on the treads a little bit. But I am going to use this mud one. So I'm going to go and glue these down and glue all the tracks down. And yeah, then add this mud stick to it. here it is. It's done. I'm happy with it, actually. This is a really, really fun model to build. I had so much fun building this thing. Like I never thought I really would. You know what was like really fun about these models is just the freedom you have. It's like, you know what, this might not be accurate. It doesn't have to be accurate. You know, it's a fantasy gaming tank. So for that part, it was a lot of fun to do this. I drilled out these gun barrels in here. These are usually flat here. Drilled those out. I added on here, you know, kind of a final topper rust. I use this beautiful paint, Citadel rust, and it's like a paste, and you dry brush it on. And I found out that if I dry brush a spot of it on and then wipe it off, it makes this beautiful rust pattern. It looks fantastic. In fact, the tank is kind of covered with rust. I kind of went overboard with it. I was just having way too much fun with it. But yeah, it's done. These are very fun models. I'm looking forward to buying and building another one someday soon. Well, here it is sitting next to its original brother. You know, my brother's semi-happy with it. He likes his camel scheme that he has here better than what I did. But I'm actually quite pleased with what I've come up with. I still like this, you know, kind of rolling hill here, but you can't really see it anymore with the mud. You can kind of see it better on this side. Very fun model to do, and like I said, it's so, you know, it just got to a point where when I was building it, I was just having like so much fun, because it was like I can do whatever the heck I want to do. You know, any kind of camouflage scheme I've been dreaming up, I can do here, because no one can say, you know, that's wrong. It's like, no. This is a fantasy tank. There are no rules. I know there are rules to painting these machines and stuff. I know that, you know, Warhammer does have, you know, release on stuff like that. But they're expensive. This is a pretty expensive kit. That's like their big fallback. This is like 60 bucks. You know, and you consider like a tank you could buy from Tamiya or Dragon for 60 bucks. You're buying a lot. Like even the 48 scale Panther I have for 35, I think I paid for it, is so much more superior to this kit. Again, that's the thing that just kills me, because it's like, yeah, this would be fun just to go and buy and have like one or two of these in storage to build on a rainy day, when, you know, I just want to build something. But the price is a killer, and I know that's a thing. I know that's a thing going around with a lot of Games Workshop, you know, builders and stuff like that. So I don't wanna pry into that and open up that book. They're very fun kits again, but the prices are just, you know, way out there. Mudding it up was a lot of fun. Again, I should have done it on a different setting. Like I've got mud everywhere, splattered all over my desk, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm not gonna be able to clean this up. What else is there to say? I'm kind of at a loss for words now, because I don't know what to build next. I've got nothing else on the table for a few days now. Then I'll be able to start working again. Maybe I should edit videos. That would be helpful. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. This was fun to build something different and try something new that I've never built before. I used to build the Lord of the Rings miniatures. In fact, I'll grab one here. Yeah, here. This is as far as my venturing into Citadel miniatures goes. This is Mordor Troll. I'm actually quite proud of this guy. He's all metal, and he was fun to paint. He was done with all the enamels, so I'm actually quite proud of him. So to get to, you know, play around with something else here. It was just different. And you know, working on tanks is fun, but there's so many rules that you have to follow. You know, paint colors, and people nag at you for this stuff. But for this, it was like, what do I want winter camouflage to look like? And came up with this. So, you know, if you can, you want to try something just different for once, pick up a Citadel Warhammer 40k tank or something else. Take a look at their product line. They've got tons of great and imaginative products, and they're not the only one. There's lots of other companies out there that make stuff like this, and it's just fun to get away from the rules and regulations of you know, painting up and building a Spitfire as accurately as possible. To just have fun. And that's all this was for me. This was just having fun, and I kind of wish I had another one to do, because it was just a blast. But thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this and me trying out something new, and I hope you will too. And yeah, now my big decision is what on earth to build next, and that'll be a very difficult decision. This is Rebels of Cloud9, signing out.